Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's Nguli here from WeDigitize Agency. Ngululego Dumiso Nkosi is the full name. I am a digital and brand strategist, digital marketer. I'm also a dope ass music journalist. And yeah, man, like I think the one thing that has been sort of being coming out like quite prominently in some of the work that I do is the artists and how like poorly they often brand themselves. You know what I mean? So this obviously compelled me to develop like a service offering that is like inherently built to support and help artists. By artists, I mean musicians, entertainers, and DJs. So this obviously also includes influencers and all of those type of people, you know. I follow a lot of the trends, and I make it an effort to understand like what exactly is going on in the digital ecosystem, in the digital content world, and in the entertainment world as well, you know. So what I did was develop something called a document, really, right? And if you want this document, like feel free to contact me. My email address is Nkululeko. So that's NKULULEKO at WeDigitizeAgency.com, right? That's where you can hit me up if you want. If you want to like have a meeting and jump and have some coffee just so we can have a conversation about some of these things, dude, hit me up. You know what I mean? But anyway, I developed this document to help artists and to help different types of people that are trying to understand like branding and how to crack social media, right? We can't avoid social media. It is a very important part of digital and digital content. And as humans, we just want to connect. We want to connect with other humans. And these platforms have allowed us to connect with humans, not only humans that are in our immediate circles, be it friends or family or colleagues or whatever, but we can connect with other like-minded people from other countries, you know? And that's the beauty of like the internet, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I built this document. So I'm gonna just quickly go over it. And obviously I'll share this video on the different social media platforms and everything, right? So yeah, I built this document. It's called the Musician, Entertainer, and DJ Digital Platform Development and Digital Marketing Services document. That's a mouthful, I know. You know what I mean? But like it's important. It's something that like I sat down and you know I worked on. I was like, man, I really want some of my artist friends and some of the artists that like in South Africa to have dope branding. Like I study artists from the West, and I study these record labels. I'm like, whoa, like you know, all this talent and all the resources that we have them in our circles and the people that we hang out with, you know. So yeah, like I was like, you know, I was pushed to develop this thing, and I got to this point, you know. So this is obviously the first page. This page is just an index, you know. I'm going to run through like the introduction about like who we are and what we do as WeDigitize Agency, and then obviously understanding the local and international influencer landscape, right? Not to say that artists and DJs are influencers or whatever, you know, because I know some people hate the word influencer, you know what I mean? But not to say that they are, but I use that word because they have influence and impact in society. And there's so many people that follow them that even make their important life and purchase decisions based on what some of these musicians or these public figures do. And that's why a lot of brands would want to hit you up and say, yo, man, can you wear our jacket? Can you drink our alcohol? Because they understand the influence and the impact that you have. So in a way, you kind of are an influencer, you know. And then I'm going to go through that, and then I'll jump in like sort of our product and service offerings, and then a conclusion, right? So let's jump into the introduction. We are a digital agency, right? I know there's a shitload of digital agencies in the world and in South Africa right now. It's the trendy thing to do. And it's not really like, we have a very unique positioning because we target small businesses. Like, unlike the traditional agency model where if you get a big account from a big corporate, be it a telco or a bank, then you set, like, because those accounts are quite like, it's a lot of money, like millions of rands, right? So we are invested. We know our lane. Our lane is the small business lane, right? It's a tough lane because everybody's cash strapped, right? Small businesses don't have a lot of money, and we understand that. But we have managed to find like-minded small businesses that we can service and partner with, because as much as we can service you, we want to partner with you so that we can foster a long-term relationship, so that you can build your brand and your business using our expertise and tools and know-how accordingly, right? So we started this thing in 2017 as a side hustle. At the time, I was working at an agency in Joburg. Initially I started a role as a data analyst, or a digital data analyst. So I'd analyze data from brands and to kind of see insights in how they're performing. And I'd work closely with the strategy team in the agency, as well as the social media team, right? So yeah, that was my role. And I have a partner who's a software developer, right? So we met like around the same time, and then we were like, let's start this thing and actually help small businesses, right? We did that. And yeah, so this part, I regard myself as a digital marketer and a brand strategist. And I'm getting into law as well. So 5 years from now, I'm definitely going to be consulting in the entertainment and creative spaces as a lawyer, because again, there's so many things that shouldn't be happening that are happening in the music space that we need to work towards changing. And the only way we can make these things happen is by going to school and educating ourselves, so that we can be better people and we can build better businesses, particularly in the artist and music and culture and creative spaces / industries, right? So we chose the name WeDigitize because, we believe we digitize businesses. You know what I mean? It's literally literal. It's the most literal name that you could come up with, right? Right. And yeah, like our philosophy, we live and breathe digital. I know that sounds very cliche, but like, I really love the digital stuff and technology and stuff like that. And that's the one thing that me and my partner share. It's a common interest and a common love, right? And I also do sort of user experience and user interface design. I'm starting to really immerse myself into that world because I love platforms. I love platforms. It's incredible, right? Yeah. And then what do? We do content marketing, we do email marketing, search engine marketing, social media marketing, digital platform development, whatever you can imagine that's in the digital space, we do that, right? So that's us, and you can see my face. So that's me, Ngululego. My partner, you guys are going to meet him soon, because I'm going to be regularly doing these videos, right? And then, yeah, we get to this important slide, right? Understanding the local and international influencer landscape, right? The first line on this prezzo, I think, is the one, for me, it's the most important, right? So it says, there's no better time to be a mover and shaker in the African music culture and entertainment industries, right? Dope way to start a paragraph, I think, right? Because I'm very proud, like, of being African, right? Each day, the world is afforded an opportunity to be introduced to new talent from the continent, which is phenomenal. We're seeing this with a lot of Nigerian artists, right? They are managing to break barriers that we didn't even know. Some of them we didn't even know that they exist. Like, we didn't even know that African artists in this day and age could be big pop stars, right? And it's possible. It's possible, right? I mean, in South Africa, we have Black Coffee. It's something he had to work on his brand and his positioning for more than 2 decades, right? Now he has found a lane, not a lane that not people can't replicate, because if people were able to replicate it, we would have a lot of black coffees from South Africa or even anywhere else in the world, right? So things like that. So those are the things, right, that like you have to consider, like when you are using social media, your language, your tone. Do you understand your analytics? On Facebook, Facebook is actually a very like a very great platform. As much as there's the whole drama surrounding the platform, but it's a very great platform because it has amazing tools where you can run ads, build some really interesting experiences for your audiences as an artist or a musician or a DJ, right? Because I mean, you know, a lot of artists, I see them, they post their links on social media. Yo, let's stream my song. Now you can imagine there's thousands of other kids that are doing the same thing, right? They are doing the exact same thing, like the exact same thing. So what should push me to click on your link? What makes you so special, right? Now, how you can develop those things is by understanding your brand purpose. Do you have a purpose, right? All the brands that you follow and you love have a brand purpose, right? And a promise. So what do you promise your audience? Do you know yourself? When you're using those things, you can now start threading a narrative, right? A story that you can use to sell your brand, right? A Casper Nyovest, he has a story. He's a dropout, right? A successful dropout. He dropped out of school at grade 10 or grade 9. He pushed the music. And for a long time, he has pushed the successful dropout thing, right? That has been his story. Like all the great artists, like the ones that are good at branding, at least, and marketing, understand the power of having a brand story. So what is your purpose as an artist brand? If you're a DJ, like what is your purpose? Like what do you believe in? And mostly how you can develop your purpose is you look at your values, right? You look at your values. What do you believe in? Do you believe in animal rights? Do you believe in equality? Do you believe in genre-less situations? I don't know, anything that's tied to your value or your values, rather, the English. It's definitely something that I would recommend that you consider, right? You need to start from the ground. You thread your brand. You have an artist name, yes, it's artist B. How many artists are there? It's like anything in business or anything in any market. Like you need to differentiate yourself, right? And even when you have these things locked down as an artist, your purpose, your promises, right? And obviously having brand pillars. Brand pillars are often things like maybe 3 or 4 things that your brand stands for, or those things are like the what do you call it? The core of your brand. Like when put together, like they kind of are your brand, right? So if you're a DJ, right, a pillar could be experience, because you are the experience, you are the vibe creator, right? So through you, people get to experience things that they've never experienced in their lives, right? And then obviously the other thing could be what else could be sort of a pillar? You could say content. Content is another a pillar, because it's important for you to create an experience. You need to curate content, right? So those two things are linked, right? And then the third one could be maybe something that's more functional, like the act of DJing. If you are just strictly a DJ, then the act of DJ, like DJing as a practice, could be a pillar, right? And through those 3 things, then you can start threading your brand story. And from that, you can pretty much now start even developing your promise. So what are you promising as an artist, a musician, or an influencer to consumers, right? Are you promising me that like I'm going to get consistent dope mixes from you? Are you promising me that like when I come to your events, I'm going to get I'm not going to feel like I'm a fan and you just going to greet everybody. What are you about? You know what I mean? So I think those are the things that like you need to start at. And then obviously once you have that, you build something called a content strategy or a digital strategy, right? Or just a brand strategy across the board, right? Obviously the digital and the brand stuff and the digital and the content stuff is pretty much like subsections of what do you call it? Your overarching brand strategy, right? Once you have, because obviously the focus now is digital or social, right? Once you have that, now you can start like understanding and unpacking how you're going to use Instagram, how you're going to use Facebook, how you're going to use YouTube, how you're going to use TikTok. A lot of artists, South African artists, are not using TikTok. I don't know why, but they should be on it. That platform is phenomenal for creating short video content that will just make you blow. You could blow in China if you understand that platform well, right? Twitter and things like that. Once you have a strategy, you know, because obviously you're an individual, you need to sort of tie your brand to something that is, what can I say? Something that is you, right? You can choose the professional method of, you know, doing things and just focusing on that, you know what I mean? Traditional myth, like your traditional voice, you know, like you are like very professional. So you will come across as very professional on social media, right? So people will know. But because you are people, you working with people, like just being yourself on social media is very important. So also just assess yourself and look at your personality. What type of person are you? Are you introverted? Are you extroverted? Those things we often can pick up from the tone and the voice of your tweets or whatever, your posts, because I mean, at least I can, you know, like I feel like consumers are not stupid, so they kind of do get a sense of who you are based on social media, right? So we understand some of the issues that you guys have when it comes to social media. It's a content strategy thing, right? Look and feel is important. Like you have to have, if you have a logo, better. Like you have to brand yourself, right? Branding yourself is very important because if like your brand, once you have a brand, it can manifest itself in so many things, right? That are linked to what you do and the industry that you're in, right? So I like a concept called vertical integration. Vertical integration is pretty much like a framework or an understanding in business that sort of places business people in a position where they can kind of own different sections or all the sections of a particular supply chain in an industry. So you need to understand the supply chain of the music industry, right? Once you understand that, you will get a lot of insights. If you don't, your strategy has to be rooted in insight. If you don't have insight, you really are going to struggle to connect authentically and deeply with your audience, right? Because obviously you have all these platforms. There's so much data. You can go on Facebook Insights. You can go in your Instagram Insights, your Twitter Insights. Go there and dig through the data and see what like your fans are interested in, right? You might find that, oh shit, I'm a house DJ, but like my fans somehow love soccer. Shit, you know, that's data that you can find from these platforms that you are already using. YouTube has a very nice analytics platform that you can access if you are a YouTube content creator or you have YouTube as an integral part of your content, your overarching content strategy or your approach, right? And then you dig through the data, you get a lot of insight, right? And then those insights help you optimize, right? Optimize your approach, optimize all these things that you do, right? Because that's super key, right? So as WeDigitize Agency, we understand like the touch points and the pain points of you guys and how to sort of assess markets and industries and all of these things so that we can pull these insights for you and develop these strategy platforms for you, right? The strategic platforms for you, so that we can, go ahead and push, right? And make you the dopest brand that is out there, because you are the dopest brand. Like, I truly believe in all of you guys. Like, you guys are great at what you do, and don't let anybody tell you that what you do is shit, right? Learn, be open to constructive criticism, but make sure that you really are consistent, right? So even in your use of social media, like, if the visuals are poor, you must understand that I personally look at a lot of things. I'm a very picky brand customer, or you know what I mean, or a fan. Like, if your visuals are off but your music is dope, I'm most likely not going to listen to your stuff for a long time, because like, I also do like looking at nice things, your packaging, right? I see awful, horrendous artworks. I don't know if dudes are drawing these things on paper and then they're making them artworks, or they just don't have platforms, right, to do this. So if you're not a designer, or you can't draw, and you're just good at making music, there's a platform called canva.com. On canva.com, you can create beautiful artworks. You can design. It's a drag and drop platform. You can add text and do all of these things. There's a lot of these free platforms that you can use. I use Canva a lot, like especially for Nusoulhub Radio. Especially like, resizing images that I get from press, the PR teams, like the press images and stuff like that, so that they can fit the dimensions of what I need. Canva is an important platform. And then I also encourage you guys to learn social media marketing. Facebook has a school, like an online school called Facebook Blueprint. So they teach you how to market to any audience using the platform, and you can get certified, and you can literally just like dig deep into the platform, and you can learn how to market on the platform, right? Yeah, so that's one thing, right? And then again, like, I see a lot of artists using Gmail. I understand that not everybody can pay for hosting for a website or email hosting, but I seriously encourage you guys to get a domain name. Again, you are working towards becoming a respected brand. If I can see that you are on the come up and I'm an evil person, which I'm not, right? I can be like, oh, this artist, hey, shit, oh, this guy's gonna blow up soon, right? But his branding is terrible. Let's see. Let me buy a domain name. So I'm gonna buy www.artista.co.za. So that by the time you get to a point where you need to buy that thing, you need to come to me, and then I overcharge you. These domains are cheap. And we, as WeDigitize Agency, we can help you with setting that up. Getting a domain name and then linking that to your Gmail account, right? We can assist you with that as well. Now you have a professional email address, right? And that in branding does contribute, right? It really does contribute, because it's going to help you get taken seriously. You find that I interact with like businesses that are, what can I say? Like businesses that are like, they're great, but because the branding is poor, I'm probably not going to buy your products because you look a bit dodgy. Like, everybody can open a Gmail account, So those things are very important, you know what I mean? So our core product offerings, like for you guys that we have, are digital real estate. So what is digital real estate? Digital real estate is what do you call it? Digital real estate is your website. So if you have a website, it's your real estate. Like, it's the same way you have a house or an apartment. The website is your home. Your social media ones are rented because you don't own those platforms. Even the audiences that sit on social media are not yours. I always tell people that when you don't be too heavily reliant on these platforms, always make sure that you build your own tribe on your own platform. So you have to be very platform conscious, right? So even like, you need to understand in your content strategy how you use visuals and text and all of these things in your approach. Obviously, you're building an audience. You end up having 20,000 followers. Wow, that's great. But let me tell you something. Those 20,000 followers are not yours. If Facebook were to shut down today, all those people are gone. And if you weren't proactive enough to build yourself a digital hub or home to house all of these people, get you their emails, get their numbers if they're comfortable with giving you their numbers, right? Because that's where you put yourself in a position where now you start owning the audience. Because we don't own the audiences that we have on these social media platforms. Heck, you don't even own the content that we create on these platforms and share on these platforms, because none of us read the T's and C's, right? Right? For instance, if you post an image of yourself on Facebook, I don't need to credit the photographer that took that image. If I pulled it from Facebook, I just need to credit Facebook. If you go through the terms and conditions of Facebook and all these platforms, they tell you that all the content that exists in this platform is ours. It's yours. You tweeted it, you posted it, you shared a live video, right? So they can use your content to market and get more business for themselves and their platform. You do something great, it goes viral, it's a case study for them. Well, it can be a case study for you if you're trying to pitch your brilliance in content creation, but the content is not yours. So understand that. Building your own platform, important, right? And then social media channel optimization. You need to understand that you need to see your think of a mind map. Your mind map at the center of the circle is your brand. And then obviously there's all these points that like have all these things that like you're interested in, right? So think of like your digital approach as a mind map. So there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's YouTube. Then identify how you want to use each channel and how all the work that you do on each channel should go back to improving the value of your brand, right? And so you need to be conscious of everything that you do on your social platforms, right? So that they could feed into your brand. Now, you're a DJ or you're an artist, you make amapiano. Now, all of a sudden, you're sharing memes about Celine Dion. Like, how does that help you? Unless it's part of your strategy, that you're just going to be the funny guy that shares memes or whatever. Meme culture is big, dude. Like, we can't ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic, right? Once you know like how you can optimize your channels by understanding the role each channel plays, you can build a channel strategy, what we call a channel strategy. So what should Instagram do to improve the value of my brand, or to help me connect with people, or to help me sell products, right? What should Facebook do? What should Pinterest do? What should TikTok do? What should Twitter do, right? Twitter is very conversational. That's where people can talk to you, right? You can talk to you, just be open. Like Gary Vee always says that like people are so weird. Like for instance, influencers, they make money off of their numbers and their audiences, but they're so mean to their people. Why aren't you engaging with your fans? Like you're only going to respond to a big artist because they tag you in a post and you're there with them. Don't do that, because the people that are ultimately going to be paying your bills and buying your merch and buying your music are the ones that you are ignoring, that are sending you inboxes, that are tweeting you, right? Respond to them if you can. And you don't have to respond to everybody, right? There's social media marketing. Social media marketing, you could literally build ads. Twitter has like a really amazing ads platform as well. I'm seeing a lot of brands spend a lot of money. They're starting to spend quite a bit on Twitter, because for a long time, brands were a bit skeptical about advertising on Twitter because of the nature of the platform, and it's how fast paced it is. So it's a bit difficult to measure ROI there. But now it's more sophisticated. They've really, really, really improved it. So yeah, it's a fantastic thing, right? And Facebook has your business manager platform, where you can set up your ads and all of that stuff, right? And then you have the digital marketing side. So you could use a platform called Google AdWords. You could literally, you see those ads that you see before a video plays, you could set up your own. Like, it's so easy. You just need to learn Google AdWords or Google Ads. It's called Google Ads now, right? Bing, another search engine, also does have a platform called Bing Ads. You can set up your ads. You can run ads on this platform. So say you have a release and you want to you have money, marketing money, and you want to just spend it there, But obviously, I'm not going to advise you to just spend money. You need to be strategic, because maybe that money you just need to go do your own events. You don't need to do that. Or maybe you can do one event instead of doing three. And then the money that you're going to spend doing the other two events, you can just use on online marketing yourself, or your new release, or whatever it is, right? So those are the core things that like I really wanted to stress like in this video, right? And this document pretty much goes on to like explain like some of the costs that we have for helping you build your digital real estate. And if you want this document, please don't hesitate like to hit me up, and I'll send it to you. Yeah, like there's a lot of valuable information in this document. I'm definitely gonna send it to you, like the cost of like we can help you set up your Instagram shops if you wanna have a shop and stuff like that, you know? And then the last thing, we also do have partners that there's a company that I work with closely. It's called Stay Cozy Group. It's founded by a producer, a musician actually, called KB. He does, production, sound production, and he's also a really kick-ass animator. So all your branding assets, you can come hit me up and I'll connect you with him. And we work really closely on a lot of the projects. So motion graphics, sound design, and multimedia design, like we have like associates and internal teams that handle such, right? Let's see. And then, yeah, these are some of our details. And then on the last page, on the conclusion, it's just our information of where we are, key information. And then obviously the last statement here is we have designed our pricing model for South Africa's growing influencer market industry. To find out more about us, please feel free to contact me or just send a message or an email to info@WeDigitizeAgency.com. My WhatsApp business number is 076-929-7903. Feel free to text me. If you want to call, please just make sure that you text first, so that we can see if we can jump on a call. But yeah, I'm going to dive into these topics more. This video was really like a test for me more than anything, just so that I can run you through like what we do. I'm going to develop like curriculum and learning programs for artists that like, so ebooks, blogs, and hey, don't forget to visit our platform, Nusoulhub Radio. We have like a really awesome team there of writers that are very passionate about music. People like King Lentle, Nkosi Lentle, who's like a culture supporter. Like I've never seen somebody as passionate as him. Support him, follow him. He has a platform called King Recommends. And then we have a lovely dude called Philani Dlamini. He's based in Swaziland. He's a phenomenal writer, based in Swaziland and North Cyprus. So he's in between Africa and Europe. So he's very also like rich in knowledge, right, about the content creation space. So that's also somebody I'll recommend that you guys hit up. Most of the time, a lot of the tweets, what we do, like whatever they share, we also do tag them. So you can I always encourage you to just hit them up to get insights, and they will help you. And then we have a really, really rad dude from Cape Town called Levelin Screen. Solid dude. Like if you want to understand the live music market in South Africa and acoustic music, he's the go-to guy. Like that's what I'm saying. And then we have Melly of The Antidotes. Phenomenal figure. He's a role model. He is just brilliant at what he does, and wow, amazing guy. So he's focused mainly house music in the African continent. He's a guy that, like, if you want to learn music business, I would recommend that you hit up. Yeah, and what am I forgetting? We have a lovely lady by Mamello. She does like a lot of the PR work and the interviews with a lot of these artists that we sort of like work with and stuff. Like she's very fantastic, but she's great at working with people and events management. So that's also somebody that I would recommend that you hit up a lot. And then we have Sage Sensei. He's a DJ, also like getting into writing. We gave him a shot, like, so that he could write about the people that he feels like are necessary in the culture, you know. I may be missing names, but yeah, a lot of the other people are there, and we just will continually just share information about them and all of that stuff, you know. Yeah, so that's it. If you want this document, contact me, send me a message on social media. This video will be up on probably Facebook, and then I'll share the link. I'll probably upload it on YouTube later, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, cheers, guys. I hope you guys are. Sorry about that. I hope you guys found some value in this video, and I hope to see you guys. Contact me if you want to speak to me or whatever. And yeah, let's build kick-ass brands that are going to take the world on and take over the world, because we are the dopest. Like, Africans are the ones, you know what I mean? But yeah, word up. Chat soon. I'll see you in the emails and on WhatsApp. Shots. Whoa.